Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you guys how I achieved this smoky eye, so just keep on watching. Alright, so we're going to start off with this palette from Pure Beauty, and I'm going to take the shade Mogul and start applying that all over the lid. Now I've already done my brows and concealed my lids with MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot off camera, so I'm just using this shade to go ahead and set it. Now the first transition shadow we're going to use is the shade Gala. Now we're just going to take a big fluffy brush and apply that all over the lid. Then to add a little bit more of definition, we're going to go in with a little bit, a shade a little bit darker, and that's the shade Splurge. Now what that's going to do is have a nice gradient effect on the look, so it's going to go from like the lightest shade to the darkest. Now I'm warning you now, this look takes a lot of blending. Okay, so once you're done blending the eyeshadow thoroughly, we're going to move on to a shade a little bit darker, and we're going to use a brush a little bit more dense. Now I'm using this Color Switch by Veramona, and it allows you to use a brush that's sturdy and it immediately cleans it. You just got to swish it around real quick. But anyways, the shade that we're going into is Stunner, and this is just a little bit darker and it's a little bit warmer as well, and we're just going to focus that on the crease. Next we're going to go in with a dark base for the smoky eye, and I'm using this gel liner from Maybelline, and I'm just applying that to the lid and then working it upwards. And then we're going to go in with a brush and start blending out the edges. Now when I tell you that this part right here requires a lot of blending, I literally spent like 10 minutes blending this black gel liner out, but it's necessary if you want to get a dark smoky eye. The shadow itself, it's going to be dark, but it's not going to be like really intense as if you were to have a dark base underneath. Okay, so now that I'm done blending out my dark base, I'm going to go in with Anastasia's new Prism palette, and I'm going to take the black shade, it's called Obsidian, and I'm going to lay that on top of the black gel liner that we have here, and then we are going to take a brush and start blending out the edges of this black eyeshadow. Alright, so when I was creating this look, I was going out for the night, and I wanted a little bit of sparkle and a little bit of color on top of the smoky eye, so I took the shade Osiris and laid that on top of the black eyeshadow. Now you can't really see the color as much because of the black shadow underneath, but it did add a nice sparkle to the eye. Now using all these dark eyeshadows leaves like a lot of fallout, so here I'm just taking a makeup wipe and removing all that fallout before we go in with a primer. Now here I'm just taking MAC's Prep and Prime Base Primer, and I'm applying that all over the skin, and then I'm going to go in with my foundation, and I'm going to be using MAC's Studio Fix in the shade NC37. I'm going to just apply it and then blend it off camera, and then I'm going to go in with the concealer, and I'm using Tarte's Shape Tape. I'm currently using the shade Light Medium. Now I love this concealer, it is amazing. It gives you so much coverage and it always looks so flawless. Also, I love sharpening like the outer edges of the shadows with the concealer. You can just like really clean up the shadow with the wand, so yeah. And then I'm gonna go in with a setting powder, so I'm using the RCMA No Color Translucent Powder, I think it is, and I'm just setting my under eyes. Now I immediately take it off with the brush because I don't like baking underneath my eyes for very long because I have dry skin. So it always like looks all cakey and crackly underneath there if I leave it for too long. But once I wipe it away, I also spread the excess product all over the face just to like really set the foundation at the same time. Then I'm going to go in with Tarte's Chocolate Soleil bronzer and start bronzing up the skin, cheekbones, temples, forehead, and I also take it a little bit down the neck just to like really blend the face and the neck together. Now to like really clean up the bronzer and give yourself like some sharp cheekbones, I like to take the damp beauty blender and dip it again in the RCMA powder and start baking underneath. This is the only place that I myself personally like to bake for a while. So yeah, once we are done, we are going to go in with highlight, every makeup junkie's favorite part. Now today I'm going to use two highlights, but the first one I'm going to use Ofra's Rodeo Drive, and I'm going to apply that to my cheekbones. Now this is going to serve as like a base because I want an intense highlight. Again, it's nighttime, so it's allowed. Now when I was applying my highlight, I was like, OMG, I forgot to contour my nose. So I went in with the same Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and I'm going to contour my nose and then apply the highlight at the tip of my nose, the same Rodeo Drive one. Now it's time for some blush, and we're going to add a little bit of color to our face. I'm taking MAC's Raizin and just applying that to my cheeks. Now for my face shape, I like to take my blush all the way back. I feel like it slims my face down a little bit, but not everyone can, you know, really apply the blush all the way back to their temples. But usually you just try to keep it like on your apples like of your cheek. Now I'm going to take a brush and start wiping away the translucent powder. Now anytime you've been working with like a lot of powders, you want to go ahead and spray your face with like a setting spray that really allows, you know, the powders to sink in and your face doesn't look as cakey. Today I used the NYX one, the Dewy Finish one, just because I like my skin to look really glowy. Now this is the part where we add the second highlight. Oh yes, I took Artist Couture's loose highlight, and it is in the shade Illuminati, and I'm applying that to my cheekbones and my brow bone, and I'm also going to take both shades and apply it to the inner corner of my eyes. Alright, so now it's time to work on the lower lash line. Now at first we're going to take the same transition shades that we used at the top, we're going to use at the bottom, which is going to be like the shades Gala, Slurge, and Stunner, I believe were the shades that we used, and we're going to blend that out at the bottom, and then we're going to go in with a black eyeliner. I applied it off camera, but here I'm just taking the black shade from the Anastasia palette and like smudging out that black eyeliner so the bottom lash line looks really blended. And then again I went in with a little bit more of Stunner and finished off and really like blended off the lower lash line. Now it's time to move on to the lips. I'm going to take this lip liner from Wet n Wild. It's in the shade Chestnut and line my lips. Now once I finish lining my lips, I'm going to go ahead and take this Patent Polish pencil from MAC. It's in the shade My Flip Side, and apply that to my lips. And I love how this Patent Polish looks because it gives you color and it leaves your lips looking like so juicy and so glossy. Now I went ahead and applied my eyeliner and my lashes off camera. I'm using the Samantha lashes from Huda Beauty. Now I do not know how, but the ending of my video was deleted off my camera, so I just inserted some pictures of how the look turned out, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my channel and go ahead and like this video if you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you on my next video. Bye!